When trying to make the perfect chili oil, I always have a dilemma between making a delicious and complex one, or a fragrant but versatile one. Choosing complexity leads to a tasty but overpowering oil that makes everything taste the same. But when you think about versatility, you probably think, oh well, this chili oil must be lacking in both flavor and depth. And you would probably be right. There's nothing more disappointing in this world than a colorful but bland chili oil, because that would be the epitome of superficiality, which sucks. But that is what people love nowadays, and that is what modern civilization is all about. So today let's solve this problem by creating a versatile chili oil with maximum intensity and depth. The most important thing is to start with the right type of chili. If you use the commonly available Korean pepper flakes, you'll end up with a colorful but bland oil. And these are great for other things, but just not chili oil. I'll be using these whole Szechuan chilies that you can find in pretty much any Chinese store. Just like with black pepper, if you crack the chili right before using it, then most of the fragrance is released in the oil instead of in the pantry. Throw it into a blender and blitz it a few times, making sure not to turn it into powder. We're not here to make drugs. Next, I'll be heating up some canola oil, which has a high smoking point. Make sure not to use something like olive oil, because that has a low smoking point, and your oil is going to smoke and turn bitter, and the chili oil is going to look and taste like car oil, and you're going to get high, which is no good. I don't want a chili oil that's too complex, so I'm only going with the essentials. These would be cinnamon, bay leaves, star anise, and Szechuan peppercorns. These flavors actually go really well on both Asian and European dishes, so if you want to put it on a pizza, feel free to do so. Throw everything into the oil, making sure it always stays below 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and then leave it for at least half an hour so the oil can extract all the aromatics. For an extra spicy chili oil, you can also add in some Thai chilies, which are a lot spicier than the chili flakes, and they add a very unique fruity flavor to the oil. Throw them all into the oil as well and cook for another half hour until all the moisture is cooked away. As long as you keep the oil below 250 Fahrenheit, this should occur before any of the ingredients turn brown. Doing so also maintains a clear cooking oil, which is a lot healthier, which allows you to eat more of it. When they're ready, they should become silent, and you should have these beautiful Baroque colors in the pot. If you listen very carefully, you can almost hear Vivaldi playing in the background. Once all the aromatics are removed, it's finally time to pour the hot oil into the chili flakes. But don't throw any of this away, because as long as you kept your oil from overheating, these aromatics are at their prime. If you want to get a smoky chili oil, you can strain the oil and then quickly heat it up past 250 Fahrenheit before pouring it on the chili flakes. For an even better result, you can just toast the chili oil in a pan before using it for that specific recipe that calls for a smoky chili oil. I prefer an intense but cleaner flavor because it's a lot more versatile and you can put it on pretty much anything. Store it in a jar where it's immediately ready to use, but the flavors will improve over the next week. It'll stay good for up to 2 months whether or not it's in the fridge, but just make sure to keep it away from direct sunlight. And here's what you can do with those leftover aromatics. In the same pan where you cook the chili oil, add in some fatty pork and cook it to render the fat. Next, cook it with some Szechuan chili bean paste. Drop in the remaining aromatics and then cook it briefly before covering everything with water. Cut in some ginger and then put whatever else you like. And then I opened the fridge and cracked open a cold beer. And then I dropped in some noodles and some eggs, and then I had myself a feast. A feast!